tonight?
It's becoming the regular thing. And, both very disruptive on both ends. And 18 and 18, 11 and 10 rebounds, and guarding all over the place, doing what they do. So, we needed a spark. It was kind of a back-and-forth game. They brought it and got a little ugly at the end. But, they were the separation factor for the most part.
How did the men handle some of the Harden stuff that Harden can do to guys, especially young players?
I think he was all right. I mean, he's very instinctual and getting his hands in there, and I don't think he got a rip-through foul or anything like that. I think it was a few other people, but for the most part, I mean, he's faced him before last year a few times, but pretty good overall. Dylan's sets the tone from the beginning, but you got two other guys that we really feel comfortable coming in and harassing him, and they did a good job. He came out on fire, making shots early, and only ended up with 19 after, I think, 12 in the first quarter. So we adjusted, got more physical, and took away his airspace.
What do you think has allowed Eason and Thompson to have the success they've had coming off the bench this season?
I don't know if it would be any different if they started or came off the bench. That's who they are. Very disruptive as far as that. They're going against starters half the time, so it's not like they're playing against bench guys, and they just impact the game. And so it's just a tandem that makes it stick out even more because they're so disruptive all over the court. And so our men started and done the same thing, toward the end of last year. Sometime in the game Fred missed this year, but it just is obviously more magnified when two guys are doing it, flying all over the place and making that impact.
You had 3 players with double-doubles tonight. How impressive is it that they're starting to get your message as far as the rebounding is concerned?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's been good all year. We finished 8th last year without it being a point of emphasis as much as some other things. But, we wanted to be number 1 this year, and I think we're number 2. I don't know where we're at after tonight. But, getting Tari back, who was the best non-center wing offensive rebounder 2 years ago, and then Ime was last year. It's obviously going to be something they do naturally, but Jabari doing it more and Alpi doing it and Steven coming in and, everybody trying to buy in on that end. It's going to, stand out for us. And tonight, 19 second chance points, 18 offensive rebounds. We had very low numbers early, so we kind of picked up in the second half, and that's becoming a big theme for us going forward and a welcome sight.
It might not be the biggest storyline of the game, but I felt like Jock had some really good minutes. What did you see from him?
Yeah, it was good. He's brought energy, physicality, really found his spot in the pocket. He did some unconventional things when he came in and put the 5 on men, and so he still found his screening angles and got to the paint, and he contributed. Everybody did. When you look at our bench, he's a plus 26, and so him, Tari, Reed, and Amen. All were huge numbers, and that's what kind of pulled it away. So it may not show up in the box score, but overall he was very impactful.
You talk a lot about team defense, but what is it that makes Tari and Amen so good? Is it their instincts defensively that make them so effective?
Well, they're great on the ball, first off, and we try to switch as much as we can, keep bodies in front of bodies, and so they're great at that. And then, they're the off-ball actions that they, you just have to kind of turn a blind eye. Sometimes they're going to get burnt every now and then, but they're more often not going to make a play. And so great instincts, when to go after the ball, get every loose ball, get their hands on the ball. And so it's both. It's not just on or off ball. They do it on both sides. And so that makes them both much more deadly as far as that. But they switch everything. We like to put them on 1 and the 5, and they can switch all those actions when they're in together, coupled with Dylan. And so I feel they make a formidable pairing together on defense.
What led to some of those early threes that were falling?
Too comfortable. Harden was walking into his shots too easy. The one with Powell, just KYP. He's averaging 26 and firing away, and we were underneath the 3-point line. And so they just had some comfortable shots early. Jones hit one, and from the corner that was off of some help. But for the most part, they were just too comfortable. And I felt we adjusted after that first quarter, and they were 9 for 12 at a point and finished 9 for 18 and a half. So we adjusted in the second quarter and got better. But, just too comfortable to start, and we were back on our heels a little bit.
I actually meant for you guys as well. There were more than in the previous 2 games combined, more threes. You guys have
made or attempted, I'm sorry?
Made.
Yeah, they are a team that packs the paint. Don't feel like they always scramble, and we knew getting off the ball, and whether it's Alpi in the post or guys on penetration, we're going to get some looks. And we missed a ton, honestly. We showed at halftime about 5 looks where we got turnovers or didn't hit the corner when it was wide open. We trapped Jalen, and we had a 2-on-1 on the backside and dribbled into the trap instead of passing into Reed wide open one time. So we felt we left a lot on the table there. There was a point of emphasis going into the game that we did better at in the second half.
You mentioned the other day, and last year too, that Tari reminds you of a young Kawhi. You got one for Amen?
Oh, sure.
You're supposed to drop them.
Coach, how much have you noticed the growth of your team from year 1 to year 2 as far as, like tonight they got down double digits, they came back, and at the end of the game they withstood the Clippers' run to try to come back and still to be able to get the win?
Yeah, I mean, I think we showed that even last year. The fight this year has been up and down, but we've come back from deficits and held on to leads. And so just my thing is, the growth, we want to see more, and you're going to try to be perfect, obviously, and what it takes to maintain those leads instead of getting yourself into a dogfight every night. And so it's simple things and, natural human nature to kind of let down when you bring the third unit in, and they made some shots and we missed them, and they got closer than we would have liked, but fought it off at the end. I just think the growth has shown. That fight has always been there, but for us, we want to grow in the IQ area, grow in the when to be stingy and when to make certain plays, and that's a big thing for us going forward. It's really what's going to take us to the next step is how much we can grow in those areas and when to be solid and when to gamble, use your instincts, and make plays.
This game is a cup game. Do those feel different or special in any way to you and your guys?
Yeah, I mean, big picture, it's a game, and we want to win those all regardless. But, yeah, you know what it is, and especially after last year kind of going through it and having some success early and losing one or two close ones late that could have, got us to Vegas or whatever. And so, you see it, the uniforms are different, the courts are different, everything's different as far as that. But end of the day, it's a game that we want to win and build off of tonight. And so I don't think we're looking at a cup specifically, but good, another challenge, seeing them back in the building again.
Amen and Tari's effectiveness is helped by coming off the bench?
I wouldn't say that. I think they're going to do what they do regardless. Because when they come in early, they're guarding starters. They're playing with the starting unit. And so, we try to layer them at times to bring them in together and to wreak havoc at times. And so I just think that's who they are. Regardless if they start or came off the bench, they would be just as effective.
Are you trying to figure out the best way to maximize both of them?
Yeah, I mean, we were playing 10 people early in the season and shaving off some minutes from guys that you want to have more minutes with. And so the more minutes, the better. They are impactful. So, we're figuring out rotations to get them more minutes. Amen actually played 18 straight when he came in to end the half, first and second quarter, and due to Dylan getting the foul trouble. And so he looked fine. He was great and effective. And, the more minutes, the better, honestly. But, with a 9-man rotation, it's a little bit easier than 10.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.